Hello, I hope you're having a good day today. Alright, welcome to my Alfred chocolate cake. Now this is another one of Chrissy Moss's Scriber's recipes, and if it's as good as her pineapple fruit cake, we're in for a massive treat today. Alright, so the first thing we do is we get out 150 grams of butter. I like to chop it up really small into a medium bowl because it's easy to beat after. Then we have to let that sit aside until it warms right up to room temperature. Once we've got it on room temperature, we want to preheat our oven at 180 degrees Celsius. Now you can either use a log tin, which I'm going to do today, or you can use a 20 centimetre round springform tin. Now I've just lined mine with baking paper. I just put a little bit of butter on first and let it stick to it, and it stays in there beautifully. Now if you don't have any baking paper, you can get some butter and put a thin layer of butter over the whole thing, tip in some plain flour, go over to your sink, bang it all around to make sure it all sticks to it, tip it upside down, tap it on the edge of the sink to get the excess out, and you've got yourself a greased tray. Now I'll write the recipe below for you guys as always to make it easy for you. Alright, get out a large bowl. Now we want to put, it's 1.5 cups of self-raising flour. So I'll put 1 cup of flour in the sifter first. Then I'll put 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder in next. And then I'll put the other 1/2 cup of self-raising flour in. It's just so that when it gets to the end, if you put the cocoa powder in last, a lot of the times you'll see a lot of it stuck to the sifter. So if you put it in the middle, you know you're going to get it all. Once we've sifted those two together, we want to put it aside for a minute. So I use this black and gold cocoa powder. So I used to always use the really expensive brands, and one day I went down there, I really needed it. They didn't have any, so I just grabbed the black and gold one, and I have never turned back since. It's double the size, half the price, and 100 times better than any of the expensive ones. See, I just thought I'd let you know that because you might be able to save yourself some money. But I've always got a couple of these in the cupboard because I do not ever want to run out of it. Alright, now you need to whack your kettle on and boil up some water. Now the next thing we need to do is we want to get 100 ml of milk, and we want to add 1 teaspoon of either bicarb soda or baking soda and mix it in really well and set it aside. Alrighty, now we want to get out a small bowl. We want to crack 2 eggs into it. We want to whisk them up with a fork and set them aside. Now we want to get our butter that's at room temperature. We want to add 1 cup of normal plain white sugar. Now we want to get our electric beater up, and we want to beat that up until it's all mixed in really good together. Once we've got that beaten up together, we want to add our already beaten 2 eggs in there and beat that up a little more. Once we've mixed the eggs in there and they're all done, we want to put our milk and bicarb soda or baking soda in and give that a little mix up. Scrape down the sides. Now we want to add that to our flour mix. Now we want to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and 1/2 cup of boiling water. And we just want to mix it in really well. Just take your time until the whole thing's mixed in properly together. Take your time with it, it'll get there in the end. Okay, once it's done and it looks beautiful like I saw, into our pan it goes. Oh yeah, baby. And then into our preheated oven it goes. Mate, it smells amazing up in here. Oh, it smells like Nana's cake, like old school homemade. Oh man. Okay, so the recipe said 25 to 30 minutes, but it's taken 40 minutes in my electric oven. And the way you can tell is you just stick a skewer in. If it comes out nice and clean, she's ready. Alright, so we just carefully pull the cake out. That's why I like using the paper. Look how easy that is. Alright, once our cake is completely cold, we want to get 125 grams of dark cooking chocolate. Whatever sort, it doesn't matter, it all melts. And 60 grams of butter chopped up into small pieces. Now we're going to put it on our stove top on the lowest possible heat we can, and we are not going to move away from it until it's just all melted in together. Once we've got it all melted down together like a saw, we want to set it aside until it cools down to room temperature. Okay, so now that it's nice and cold at room temp, there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can either get an electric beater out and beat it up for a minute or two until it thickens up a bit till it's spreadable, or you can chuck it in the fridge and every couple of minutes give it a stir until it's at the thickness that you want it to spread it on, or you can do what I love doing and it's just pour it all on there. just put it straight on there. Put it on your rack first, and then put your rack on top of a cookie tray, and then pour it all on there. Well, there you have it. Chrissy's Alfred chocolate cake. Mate, I ate the first piece, of course. Oh, it's got that crispy, yummy outside, and it's just soft and fluffy and beautiful, and just what an old school cake is. Oh, it's absolutely lovely. Really easy to make. Thank you so much, Chrissy. It's another awesome recipe, mate. Good on you. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Have yourselves an awesome night, and I'll see you really soon. Bye.